If you have been following this course so far and have seen the examples of Dick Costolo, Travis Kalanick, and others, you may have started to realize that the nature of entrepreneurship is very different from what is commonly portrayed in popular cultural stories. Entrepreneurship is not the pursuit of a killer idea. When Costolo and Kalanick became entrepreneurs, they were decades away from their eventual ideals. Therefore, it is better to think of entrepreneurship as a career, exactly as you may think of being a medical doctor, a lawyer, or a general manager as a career you can have in your life. Entrepreneurship is a career about building human organization, and this is a vast field to master with a steep learning curve. As an entrepreneur, you will need to know how to build a product and how to sell it. You will need to learn hiring, operations, marketing, and performance management. You will learn how to deal with accounting and legal, how to do business development, how to structure an organization, how to build management information systems, budgeting and control systems. You will need to discover the financial model that works for your unique business. You will need to excel at public relations, media, fundraising, and managing your board. You will need to learn how to become a better storyteller and develop true empathy for others. This immense learning is the summary of Costolo's journey that we saw earlier. Costolo learned all of this and more in 13 years over 4 startups before he became the CEO of Twitter. Entrepreneurship also has steep social capital accrual. While you are learning everything I just mentioned, in tandem, your social capital will also increase. Social capital comprises all the people you know who you can call upon for advice or for a favor. It comprises all the information you have access to and your own personal influence. For example, if you work at a large corporation, odds are that you will never get to meet the CEO of that corporation. However, if you leave that corporation to build something of your own and email that same CEO for advice or investment, it is likely that you will get a meeting. You will meet more influential people sooner in your career as an entrepreneur than you would as an employee at a large corporation. So, with this framework of thinking about entrepreneurship as a career and not as the pursuit of a killer idea, can you answer this question? When is the right time to become an entrepreneur? Many students ask me this question. When is the right time for me to become an entrepreneur? While I'm still at school? Immediately after school? After a few years of work experience? When? Can you use this framework to answer this question? What if I ask you a different question? When is the right time in your life to become a doctor? Or when is the right time in your life to become a lawyer? Of course, as early as you can. If being an entrepreneur is a career, you should start as early as you can, like you would if you were to train yourself to become a doctor or a lawyer. One more thing, once you have gone through this steep learning curve and learned what it takes to build a human organization, this is what you will do for life in your career. You will build organizations, either as a founder or as a CEO or business unit head or as an investor at a VC fund, exactly like Dick Costolo, Travis Kalanick, and others whose careers have constantly been about building organizations one after another. This is why entrepreneurship is a career, exactly like being a lawyer or a doctor. Just because one of your startups failed does not mean that you will stop building organizations for the rest of your career. Exactly like a doctor or a lawyer. If you were to put your heart and soul into a large legal case and lose that case, would it mean that you would stop being a lawyer? Of course not. Therefore, like any other career, if you want to become an entrepreneur, start as soon as you can and have a 10-year learning timeline in which you would learn how to be an entrepreneur and how to build an organization. Exactly as you would need at least a 10-year learning timeline before becoming a doctor or a lawyer. In fact, doctors take much more than 10 years to become doctors. In the US, you need 4 years of college, 4 years of medical school, and 3 to 7 years of residency to become a doctor. One more question that I frequently get from my MBA class is, can I be a part-time entrepreneur? Can I start a startup part-time and transition into full-time after it gains some traction? Can you use our framework, entrepreneurship is a career, to answer this question? What if I ask you a different question? Can you be a part-time doctor? Or to be exact, can you become a medical doctor part-time? Of course you can't. There are some games in life that you don't even get to play unless you're all in. There is too much to learn in entrepreneurship for it to be a part-time gig. Just like there is too much to learn in medicine for you to become a doctor part-time. More importantly, you will likely fail many times before you can succeed as an entrepreneur. And if you are trying to do entrepreneurship part-time, you will not have the wherewithal to struggle through the failures. You will likely give up after your initial failure and continue with your fallback option. If you have seen Christopher Nolan's Batman movie, The Dark Knight Rises, remember the lesson that Batman learns when he is imprisoned in the pit. You have to jump without the rope if you hope to escape. Similarly, if you hope to succeed as an entrepreneur, you cannot do it part-time or with fallback options. So here's a summary of everything we have discussed so far. Entrepreneurship is about vortex traversal that begins with a weak kickoff idea. Therefore, entrepreneurship is a career, not the pursuit of a killer idea. It is like playing poker, not chess. Success is not guaranteed, but learning is guaranteed. And this learning improves the probability of success over time. Also, good startup ideas are not a flash of genius. Good ideas are like a jigsaw puzzle of important pieces that you have collected over a lifetime. Which is why good ideas cannot be copied, because no one can copy all the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle that you have put together. Further, kickoff ideas with which you start your entrepreneurial journey are bad ideas, but these bad ideas evolve into good eventual ideas as you proceed in your entrepreneurial journey and traverse the idea vortex. Finally, it is common knowledge that in our professional lives, reward is correlated with risk, but not correlated with hard work, except for artificially structured environments like school. Think about this for a minute. While you are in school, other people have created an artificial construct for you in which reward is correlated with hard work. However, in real life, reward is not correlated with hard work. Many people live extremely arduous lives filled with hard work, but they do not get rewarded in proportion to the hard work that they put in. If professional reward is correlated with anything in the real world, it is correlated with risk. You get rewarded in proportion to the professional risks you take. So if you scored yourself as a 4 or a 5 on the determination scale that we discussed in an earlier video, which means you are a POD, P-O-D, a person of determination. You are determined to go to great lengths to achieve professional success. Then, can you answer this? What's your plan to maximize risk in your career? Think about it. If you know that risk and reward are correlated, do you have a plan to maximize the professional risks that you take? No matter which career you take, doctor, lawyer, general manager, if you want to rise to the top, if you want domination, then you must understand that in no career would you rise to the top without taking professional risks. Once more, if you are a person of determination and you do not have a plan to take deliberate professional risks, why not? A risk-free life is also a reward-free life. This concludes our discussion on the role of luck and risk in entrepreneurship. In the next video, let's start our discussion of the role of time and age in entrepreneurship. Hey there, I'm KJ Saxena, founder of Relentless VC. The video you just watched is part of the Venture Capital and Entrepreneurship specialization, which is available absolutely for free on relentless.ventures. Go check it out. If you're a tech startup founder and want to raise money from us, you should apply on our website. Lastly, if you like this video, do subscribe and share it with your friends.